Hi, welcome back to Self-Discovery Support. Today we're gonna do Is This Your Story? So I'm gonna pull a Lenormand card and then I'm gonna do your spread to find out what is the energy here. So we're just bringing up a situation. If this resonates with you, if that card resonates with you, you'll know that this is something that you want to listen to. This will be a reading that may have some information for you. Okay, so let's get going. All right. What is the situation here? What is the situation here? The moon. Okay, so we're starting off with some kind of divine guidance happening here, right? Intuition. Who is using their intuition? Let's lay these cards out. The heart, the birds, the man, the choices or crossroads, the garden, scythe. I think I'm seeing a clear picture already. Whips, rider. Okay, and hidden energies, letter. Okay, so I do see that immediately there's something here about communication. There's something here about love. There's something here about being divinely guided to do something, and there are tensions in this situation. But a lot of this hangs in the context of communication. All right, so if that sounds like your story already, then keep watching. All right, so the moon, there's some intuition, and we already have the man here. So if this is you thinking about a partner, this person has shown up here in your reading. Something was cut though. Somebody is not listening to their intuition here with a scythe. Because it tells me that there's a lot of tensions in this connection. And that's I feel like preventing going to meet someone, going towards or connecting something. If something was cut, something was separated, there is something that prevents that coming together. All right, so let's look at this. So there is love here. We have that at the forefront, the first card out after the moon. So it's like, if this is two people, this is a love connection, and I do think about a romantic connection when I pull the cards, this is going to be something that I think two people feel is divinely guided. Their intuition is telling them to go towards the other. Look at that, the heart, the moon, the rider. So we have a knowing of a commitment, knowing of a bond, knowing of feelings and emotions for someone, feeling like your intuition is saying okay, you need to admit this feeling, tell them, go towards them and tell them. But then if we look at it the other way, the man, the moon, and the scythe, we have this person is actually not listening to their intuition. They've cut it off very firmly. We have our person, they're being divinely guided, everything is in place, but then the scythe quickly cuts things away. So this person does not want to acknowledge something. Okay, and let's look at this one now. So we also have something about choosing to listen to that intuition, to probably do something together, like a social activity. Is someone is making the choice. I think it's our man here, or it could be you making the choice if you should connect, if you should maybe even go out on a date. Should you ask this person? The garden can also, for me, it comes up sometimes as social media. So should a connection happen. I feel like you could have, this could be through social media. You could have met this person in a social situation, and yeah, I feel like intuition is pulling them towards doing something, kind of maybe lightening the air, because there are tensions. Like, this whole thing is built on tension, right? Tension about, I think, going towards someone, each other, maybe being vulnerable here. In love, this person is also making a choice, but it's like they're looking at the choice. Should I choose this option? But it's swiftly cut. And the main thing is here is, should someone communicate their feelings? Should someone speak their feelings to a person, their love interest? This is the man card, but it can be male or female. It just signifies a partner, a love interest, the person you're connected to. So there's all of that here. Like, I feel like one party is thinking, should I say my feelings? While the man here is thinking, okay, I feel like our man is, and I did talk about social media here, but I feel like our man has access to your partner. Your person has access to social media, and that is one of the ways that they're thinking of maybe coming towards you, is maybe starting in that way. If not that, then there's something like, should I ask this person on a date? Should I ask this person out? And I think this man is thinking about doing it swiftly. This person, whoever this is in the connection, if this is you or the other person, we're not sure yet. But you will know, of course. Yeah, I feel like right down the center here is communication problems in the middle of this situation. Like, there's love, but there is also wanting to talk, wanting to have that communication with the birds and letter here, definitely talks about a need to communicate. It's heavily on the minds of people in this connection, in this situation. I feel like, yeah, it's like, I think everything in the universe is saying, please do this. Like, come and talk to each other. You talk to the other person is receiving guidance to talk to please talk to the other one. But then there's these tensions that happened that seem to be causing this blockage. Something was swiftly cut off. I think something was cut. I think there was going to be an option to think about maybe starting something. Maybe this was a relationship that was just getting started, and then it was swiftly cut. Yeah, there's so much tension. There's so much. I feel like communication is so hard for these two people. The man is very interested. The other person here, the other party, you or them. One person is very interested in making their way towards that person, but there is another person. I feel there's another energy here that is very resistant because of something got cut. That could have been the person. I don't know who in your situation did this, but that created some tensions. Yeah. Okay, I want to find out. I'm going to use a little bit of tarot on top of this to just kind of clarify some things. Why is the tension here? Tell me about the whips. Okay, so we have Knight of Swords, Page of Two of Pentacles, and Page of Cups in reverse. So what it's telling me is that I think the communication was defensive. I think people maybe said words a little bit pointedly, but what I feel is that there was excitement. There was, it was on very rocky ground. There was almost like people tiptoeing around each other or seeing how the other was going to be. But in the end, they really didn't offer, they were so concerned with this part. They were not offering or showing any kind of expression of emotion or the real matter. They were not really expressing how excited they were. The action was there, but the expression of it was not there. So what that does is like it creates the tensions, of course, because if you're feeling this kind of emotion, right? You're feeling really excited about the person that you're talking to, but you're not receiving any kind of confirmation. It does kind of put you on rocky ground. And it almost needed that softness, this communication to work. I want to find out why it was cut. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Star. So there was confusion. There's some confusion in this. Clarity, it's almost like we have the card of clarity and truth, and then we have the card of confusion. And like that needs to be healed. Like people were sure and not sure about whether this was a wish fulfillment. Was this the wish? People were like tentative. I feel like tentative energy, like I really want this, but I'm sure, but I'm also confused. And this could be like either, like this could be one party was sure and the other party was confused, but I don't know, I feel like it's a shared energy. So it kind of led to a cut off. Okay, I want to say, okay, what is the potential outcome of this? I mean, we have seen that this is a situation where two people things are not together. One party is interested in communicating. They might be just watching a little bit, being very curious. Another person in this is wanting to. Both are divinely guided, are being, our intuition is on fire for this. But one person is really like stopping that. The other person is open to it. Okay, so let's find out what's the potential outcome here. Two of Wands, Three of Wands. I shuffled this deck. I don't know how these two came out together back to back. Look at that, the Emperor in hidden energy. So yeah, I feel like each person there's a little bit of ego on each person. People don't want to lose control. You can't have this kind of strong and very giddy kind of love, which is probably why this was not expressed. Nobody wanted to kind of show their hand first. Two of Wands. Three of Wands. One person's waiting, the other person's waiting. Both are just waiting on the other. One's planning, the other one's waiting. That's kind of like pre-action, action, inaction in a way. So nothing's really happening. You're planning like, what could I do here? What would I do? What happens if? And then this other person is like, okay, I'm just waiting on them to come back. So like, what's gonna happen in between? Okay, so I feel like both people need the advice here. I want to get I made this deck. I made this new deck that I wrote hand by hand. Let's see how it works. I want to get some more information in this. Let's see how that works. Kindness, clarity, exactly. Look at that. Right here. Self-sabotage. Okay, so I feel like both people sabotage this. I see that there was a lot of love, there's a lot of energy, and maybe people don't know what to do with that. There's a lot of ego. You cannot have the ego and the control with, something of this nature. Kindness. So I do think that each person is being called to not just be kind to the other, but really, really take pity on yourself. Be kind to yourself. Like, take care of yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You always have a way out. You can communicate. But also approach this with kindness, because people do tend to have the egos high and control things because they're scared, because they're fearful. And maybe there's been a lot of hurt in this. And that tends to be why people are controlling. And clarity. You need to speak to each other. You need to have communication going so that you can find the truth, because then you don't listen to the stories that you make up. And let's get some advice here. I thought that went well. I like these cards. I think I might use them again. Advice. What is the advice for these people? If this is your story. Details. Okay, examine your situation and take care of every detail, one step at a time. So I feel like this is talking about a slow progress. You're going to have to take your time to come back together. The communication card is here with the clarity. You have to unpick everything. The things that people rushed in before and then things got defensive. You have to slowly approach it now. You have to heal some things here and communicate. All right. Make sure you have all the information before you make your mind up. But I want to show you this timing at the back of the deck. So that's going to be important for you, right? It happens. It says here in divine order. Yep. That is what's going to happen. But you have to give it the energy, not be forceful. Let the ego go and, reapproach this carefully. But vulnerably, openly, authentically is what I would say. Here's the last word from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Please give us some last advice in this connection. 2 came out. Okay. I'm just going to take that as for each person. Koala spirit, lion spirit. Okay. So we have Leo energy here. That's really strange. I never look at these cards as like a zodiac sign, but this lion spirit here is here. Koala spirit. So the koalas are very earthy, so it could be earth energy as well, since we're giving that a zodiac title. Spirit has a plan, same as our timing card here, divine order. So don't over control the situation. Just take your time and do what you're called to. Like, you listen to that intuition and be generous of spirit. Like, that's our kindness card right here. You have to be open. You have to have empathy and care and appreciation for what the other person might be or have experienced, and that's what's going to happen. So I wish you the best. If this is your story, let me know down the bottom. When did you experience this? Are you going through this now? All right, so take care and do subscribe, like, comment, share, whatever it is, and support the channel. Thank you. Take care.